This is the iPhone 18 Pro. At least, this is what the iPhone 18 Pro is shaping up to look like right now. And no, you still won't be able to walk into a store and buy one until Apple officially reveals it at the September iPhone event, alongside the rumored all-new iPhone Ultra. But here's the thing. By this point in the year, Apple's flagship design is usually locked. The molds, the chassis, the supply chain, it's basically what you see is what you get. Hi, I'm John Prosser, and if you do a quick Google search of my name, you'll learn two things. One, I love iPhones, and two, according to the internet, I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. So let's talk about the biggest change you'll notice the second you look at the front. Dynamic Island is getting smaller. Yes, smaller, not gone. Not under display Face ID. Not a clean, uninterrupted sheet of glass. At least not this year. Instead, Apple apparently decided to shrink the entire Dynamic Island system down, tightening everything up without changing the overall vibe of the iPhone. And honestly, it's not going to hit the same way the first notch reduction did. That was a moment. This is more of a nice upgrade, cleaner, tighter, more premium. But it does something Apple loves. It makes it obvious to everyone around you that you have the new one. Because your friends might not care about your new iPhone, but they will care that they can tell it's the new iPhone, and Apple is giving you another way to flex: colors. The iPhone 18 Pro is expected in light blue, dark cherry, dark gray, and silver. And yes, that dark cherry color is the kind of shade that makes people suddenly forget how expensive the phone is and start saying things like, okay, but it's kind of worth it. Now, since we're already looking at the back, let's get into what might be the biggest iPhone 18 Pro camera upgrade, one that camera nerds have been begging for, and normal people will love without even realizing. Why? Variable aperture is coming to the iPhone 18 Pro's main camera. All three sensors here are expected to be 48 megapixels, but the main lens is the star of the show this year because it's finally getting hardware-level control over light. Real control, not just computational tricks. If you already shoot photos, you already know why this matters. But if you don't, here's the simple version. A wider aperture lets in more light, which can dramatically improve low-light shots, reduce noise, and give you that naturally shallow depth of field, meaning your subject pops and the background blurs in a way that looks real. iPhone portrait mode is already insanely good, but it still leans heavily on software. A variable aperture means the iPhone can create a more natural-looking separation between your subject and the background before the software even steps in. And it works both ways. A narrower aperture can be better in bright environments, giving you sharper detail across the frame, especially when lighting is harsh and you want everything to stay crisp, because yes, you can own a real camera. You can own three. You can buy lenses that cost more than a used car. But the best camera is still the one you actually have with you, the one in your pocket, the one that's ready immediately. And by adding a variable aperture to the iPhone 18 Pro camera system, Apple is basically closing the gap even more. We've got a lot more iPhone 18 Pro leaks and rumored upgrades to cover in this video: performance, battery life, satellite features, and the new iPhone Ultra. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. Look at your desk right now. Be honest. Cables everywhere, half-charged devices, one charger that works only if you angle it like you're trying to pick a lock. Yeah, that's why you need the Prime wireless charging station from Anker. This is part of Anker's flagship charging line, and it's built for people who want fast charging without the mess. It supports QI225W wireless charging. It's compact, enough to fit in your palm, and it's powerful enough to get your iPhone charged shockingly fast. Need your iPhone charged to 50% in about 26 minutes? This can do it. And let's talk about the biggest problem with wireless charging: heat. Wireless charging is convenient, but heat is what quietly wrecks long-term battery health. Anker already thought of that. This charger includes active cooling, with a built-in air cooling fan to dissipate heat during charging, helping prevent overheating and helping protect your battery over time. It's lightweight, travel-friendly, and it folds down to an ultra-compact size, perfect for a hotel nightstand, a work desk, or using standby mode while you're on a call. If you want to check it out, you can learn more at the link in the description. All right, back to the iPhone 18 Pro. Let's talk about the camera control button. Apple is reportedly simplifying it this year by removing the capacitive touch functionality. That means instead of mixing touch gestures with pressure input, Apple leans into one core feature, pressure sensing. And yes, Apple saves on manufacturing costs that way. But more importantly for you, it should lower repair complexity and repair costs over time. It's one of those changes that won't sound exciting on a keynote slide, but you'll appreciate it when you don't have to pay a small fortune if something goes wrong. Now for the engine, the A20 Pro chip. The new A20 Pro is expected to be around 15% faster and roughly 30% more efficient than last year's A19 chips. And that more efficient part matters more than people think, because efficiency is where iPhone battery life really gets made. Speaking of battery, there's a small bump, especially on the Pro Max model. The Pro Max battery is rumored to go from about 5100 mAh to 5200 mAh. And yes, that sounds tiny, because it is. But pair that slight battery increase with a noticeably more efficient A20 Pro chip, and you should get a real-world improvement that you'll actually feel, especially if you're a heavy user. Will it change your life? No. Will you notice it for about a day, feel smug about it, and then immediately adjust to the new normal? Absolutely. Also helping battery life is a new modem, Apple's C2 modem, designed in-house. And that's a bigger deal than it sounds. Apple building its own modem means better optimization between hardware and software, improved efficiency, and more control over performance. And when Apple gets more control, you usually get fewer compromises. But here's the feature that could steal the entire show this September. G connectivity over satellite is rumored to be coming to the iPhone 18 lineup, especially the Pro models, and not just emergency SOS. We're talking real messaging. Messages you send because you need to, not because you're dying on a mountain. Like, please bring me more toilet paper. And look, sometimes that is an emergency. If Apple actually pulls off 5G over satellite in a way that feels simple, seamless, and usable, it's going to be one of those iPhone features that people ignore, right up until the moment they need it. And then they'll never want to go back. Now let's talk about the other iPhone that's expected to dominate the conversation, the iPhone Ultra. This is where Apple is really going to get people with pricing, because the iPhone Ultra is rumored to be positioned as the premium iPhone, the one above the Pro, the one that exists to make the Pro feel reasonable. And yes, we already made a full video breaking down everything we're hearing about the iPhone Ultra, design, features, and why Apple might be making it the only other major iPhone launch alongside the iPhone 18 Pro this September. If you want the full iPhone Ultra breakdown, go watch that video next. Thanks for watching.